Hello, good morning, and welcome to Sunrise Daily. I'm Chamberlain Uso.
And I'm Ayo Makine. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Well, yeah, as you can see, we've got Ikechukwu Amaechi joining us this morning, publisher of the Niche newspapers. Good morning, and thank you for coming on today.
Good morning.
Well, so still talking about some of the issues as they are playing themselves out. But if we could just go right in and take a look at Vanguard newspaper today. Well, this is something that one wonders how long it's going to be with us for. But in terms of the response across board now, COVID, that's what we see here. COVID-19, no lockdown for now, says FG. Nigeria has increased testing labs to 100, Lai Mohammed. NIS warns travelers defaulting COVID-19 rules. Lagos fixes January 18 for resumption of schools. Edo records 36 new cases in 5 days. Nasarawa shuts schools till January 18. Mobile court seals 4 parks in FCT. So we're seeing different response associated with this one, but the big one, no lockdown for now. How does that sit with you?
Well, I think many Nigerians will be happy that there wouldn't be another lockdown for now. Of course, it was not qualified.
For now?
For now.
Until when?
Well, if the condition gets way out of hand.
Okay, well, what will way out of hand mean for you? What do you expect to be? How will way out of hand be if we have what, 100,000? No, I've never had 100,000. No, wait, that's good. I just realized when it hit me. That's huge.
Well,
if we have more,
unfortunately close to that figure, but of course, gratifying that that's not the number of people that are,
dead
in isolation or, having the case now. But so if you would hear a lockdown and you say it gets out of hand, what number would bring us to that out of hand status you're talking about?
We have a problem. We don't have the capacity in terms of medical facilities to take care of, for instance, if we have what is going on in Europe or America, it will be disastrous. So we don't even, right now, I think we have about 93,000 cases. If it goes beyond that we are counting about 150,000 cases, it's going to be an emergency situation. And look, how much testing? Yes, they said we have improved on our testing capacity. But the truth is, how much testing are we doing? And Nigerians are not going for testing in any case. And there is so much denial in the system that people think this is all a ruse. It is not. People are dying every day. And apart from, it's as if that the government, apart from advising you to observe all the COVID-19 protocols, wash your hand, wear face mask.
That's the PTF?
Yes. Now, social distance. Almost all the isolation centers and these things were folded before this second wave.
But that will be the responsibility of states now, isn't it?
I know. It is a joint responsibility of both the federal government and the states.
So you think they dropped the ball?
They did.
But then, looking at this particular case that you're talking about and the way, Nigerians have also been responding, and you must have also seen that video of so many thousands of people at the beaches and all. And a number, even if you go to the markets, go to the malls, wherever, you see that people are not abiding by those protocols.
The truth is that Nigerians are living in denial. I went for a gathering the other day that had more than 50 people, and I was the only one wearing a mask. And everybody was looking at me as if I was a masquerade.
In Lagos?
Yes, in Lagos. And everybody was looking at me as if I was a masquerade.
Oh.
In fact,
the masquerade.
One lady pointedly told me, "Why this? Please, now remove it. You are making us uncomfortable. There's no COVID-19 in Nigeria." And that's the sentiment. And if you travel out of Lagos, there was a lady friend of ours who came from the east the other day on public transport. She said only about 2 or 3 of them wore masks. Every other person in that bus.
Why do you think that's the case, where people think that they can say such with sweeping statements, there is no COVID-19 in Nigeria?
I don't know what the expectations are. Perhaps they expect people to be dropping dead on the streets before they believe. And these swirling conspiracy theories all over the place, they have not helped matters, as it were. But I think we must continue as journalists to tell Nigerians that COVID-19 is real. People are really dying. I saw the video put out the other day by Alibaba. People are really dying.
But you know, when concerning the reportage of this matter, I do know that they were a little cautious, the authorities at the time. Journalists were not allowed to access the hospitals or those centers where they're being treated because they wanted to ensure utmost caution. But do you think anything went wrong subsequently in terms of the reportage of this kind of matter, to the extent that people think, no, it's not for us, it's for them? That kind of mindset.
No, I don't think it was the fault of journalists now.
No, not laying blame, just trying to see.
No, yeah, I'm just answering the question that you asked.
Yeah.
Because almost all the television houses, radio, and even the newspapers, we are treating the COVID-19 issues as they should, because it was a global pandemic. But you know, 2 things, because it did not hit us down here in sub-Saharan Africa, particularly in Nigeria, because it did not hit us as much as people had feared it would. Created room for the complacency that we saw. And the conspiracy theories, like I said earlier. And again, Chamberlain, don't forget that you can't go for strict lockdown, because this is an economy where people live from hand to mouth. People survive on a daily basis. So if you go for a lockdown like we did initially and tell people to stay in their homes, how long will that last?
Well, you'll have a lot more of this COVID matter in some of the other dailies, but equally here you see New Year address. We expected Buhari to announce sack of service chiefs, northern elders. They're not holding back on this one, but I guess they were disappointed with the speech.
I'm sorry to say, but the only thing President Muhammadu Buhari does is to disappoint people. So if...
is that really a fair commentary?
Well, that was why I said I'm sorry to say now. But then, if anybody had expected... Come on, Chamberlain, if you say it is not a fair comment, what... Even in the New Year speech, what new ideas did you get out of the New Year speech?
That's part of what we're going to be focusing on today.
What big issue that came out of the New Year speech? So, if the northern elders, we are still expecting that a President Muhammad Buhari would use the New Year speech to sack the service chiefs, then they didn't know the man.
But do people think, I mean, from your perspective now, do you think sacking the service chiefs, what kind of solution can that provide, given the challenges of security and incessant killings?
It may not be the ultimate solution to solving the security crisis that we have in the country, but it will have a salutary effect. Because, look, there are even theories out there that some of the younger generals are no longer fighting this battle as enthusiastically as they should,
And
because
in the same breath, people will tell you, they say, look, so far, it depends on from whose perspective, because we equally have some generals who have said they think they're having it good. So
well, maybe until we sit with a general, your general and our general, and then...
You have a general?
Yes, I'm a general. Come on.
Oh, I didn't know. So he has one. They don't have generals.
The Nigerian Tribune this morning.
They left me out.
Nigeria won't surrender its sovereignty to ICC. That's according to the federal government. Accuses body human rights groups of aggravating Nigeria's security challenges. That story is on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. That's what you have on the lead. Nigeria won't surrender its sovereignty to ICC. I'm wondering, a number of people will be wondering what exactly this means, and that human rights groups are aggravating Nigeria's security challenges.
I'm wondering as much as you are too, because when that news broke yesterday, I was actually at a loss as to what Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information, was driving at. And I couldn't get it. Nobody is saying that Nigeria should surrender its sovereignty to ICC. Look, again, going back to what I said earlier about being disappointed in President Muhammad Buhari. Look, Nigerians, everybody is jumping up and down. 2020 was a horrible year. 2021 is going to be a better year for everybody. It's a wish. We all hope that 2021 will be better than 2020 for all of us. But for you to translate that wish into reality, there must be actions taken. So far, nothing. And I'm not being a prophet of doom. Nothing suggests that 2021 is going to be better than 2020, because our budget is a deficit budget. Do you know how much we are using to service debt alone in the budget in 2021? The killings have started. As it is now, if COVID-19 gets worse than it is today, there's no response. It might even take us about 1 year to get the vaccine. If that's the ultimate...
I thought the dailies yesterday
said
were saying something
get them
different.
before the end of this month.
How? Where? How are you? You see, that's when the government officials tell you we'll get it before the end of this month. How?
But why don't we wait until that end of month, and if they don't...
How can you wait until that end of the month? There must be action. You must see things that are being done for you to say, see...
What do you hope to see that hasn't been done with respect to us acquiring the vaccine? What are you looking out for?
How much money has been voted for it? What are you waiting for, Gavi?
But they've spoken about that as well.
Are you waiting for Gavi?
That was everywhere. They said they needed about 400. Is it million or billion now? They need a lot of money. It was close to about 400.
$1 million 1 million naira?
No, it wasn't naira. It was all about the dailies. Are you telling me you didn't see it?
I saw it, but it's a different thing. See, part of what we must start doing in this country is to start interrogating. Government officials come out and throw out figures there at us, and they swallow it and say,
no, nobody's saying they should swallow it. People always ask questions. You have to ask questions, clearly. I mean, but they have said, look, January, that was what that daily reported. They said they're going to get that vaccine soon. And then there was a presentation before the Senate. Even though the President of the Senate was not impressed, he says, nope, from what I've seen of what you all have told me here, I think that you should hold on, put those facilities, the cold chains in place properly before you get the vaccine. That was what the President of the Senate told the ministry. That
was the other point I wanted to make. See, the Pfizer vaccine must be stored at a certain degree, very freezing low degree. Chamberlain, what facilities do you have to bring those kind of vaccines that are even having issues?
Well, the minister said we're fresh from polio vaccine. And he thought that he gave us a chance that certain things...
How long did it take us to get rid of polio vaccine when the entire world...
I'm talking about when you said what facilities do we have, that's just where I stopped.
Yes.
Just tell me what the man said.
But the facilities for the storage of polio vaccines is not the same thing with what we have seen of
clearly
the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine.
Well, about COVID-19, by the way, still on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, drug used to treat cancer could cure COVID-19. That's according to research. The story is on page 26. And right beside that one, Nigeria in state of war with close to 100,000 infections, say health workers unions. That story is on page 8. What you will not find in the story, well, what you may also find in the story is that the number of the people who have been discharged, will also be there, and they are quite significant as well. But that's the Nigerian Tribune today.
Well, look at Guardian next. Now, Nigerians are speaking up here again. Nigerians vote security as priority in year 2021. And then the writers here, Buhari should tackle insecurity. The reason he was voted, says Peter Side. We need security for growth. Environmentalists, Nimo Bassi declares, insecurity has reduced Nigeria to a jungle. Ex-IYC president laments. Tackle uncertainties before discussing agriculture. Kano farmers tell president. So, security clearly, it's a big, big subject matter.
If you don't get a handle on security, there is nothing else that you're going to do. Because they say capital is a coward.
Yeah.
So there will be no foreign direct investment into your economy. The farmers are not going to the farms to harvest the farm produce. It then means that there will be trouble, food scarcity. And look, if you don't solve the problem of security or the problem of insecurity in this country, then there is nothing that you are doing. And that is why I said those who say that the service chiefs now should be sacked. It's not as if they are saying that is, if you solve that problem, of course you've solved every problem. But you must be seen to be doing something. Chamberlain, is it not said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result? What did the president outline in his 2021 speech that is different, radically different from what he has been telling us in the last 5 years? And we are expecting that we're going to get a different result. How?
But the speech acknowledged that yes, we haven't lived up to expectations concerning some of those facilities, and he then said, well, but you've read the speech as well.
I did.
And you saw that part.
I did. What are those big, bold ideas that he outlined. Yes, he acknowledged we've not done as much as we should do in security. But what is he bringing on board in 2021 to solve all the lapses that were experienced in 2020? The killings have started, have they not? So that we crossed over, as we say in this country, that we crossed over from December 31st, 2020 to January 1st, 2021 does not take away your problems. The problems crossed over with you. You don't wish them away. It is big, bold ideas, and that is what leadership demands.
Well,
I don't see them.
But we at least want to thank God that we are still alive, and when there's life, there's hope. As they say, what are we without hope in this world? If we're hopeless, you can imagine what could happen. So look at Vanguard as well. There's this at the bottom strip here. Low Hamatan triggers mixed blessing, says expert. So you see, some sort of hope. And then look at the writers. Insist persistent heat may reduce COVID-19 spread and fatality. I don't know how this is coming up now. One, that situation will stall agricultural production, may trigger heat exhaustion, kidney crisis. And then they want avoid sun. I wonder how. Drink enough water. Shobogun advises Nigerians, and he goes on and on. But
you may need to drink a little bit of water. But more hope. Nigerian News Direct.
Oh.
Recession in Nigeria will be short-lived. FG assures.
Oh, okay.
That's hope.
That's from FG?
Yes. Says Nigeria not a failed state. And the details are on page 3. See? Hope. That's the Nigerian News Direct this morning.
That's a wish. For it to be translated to reality, I said that earlier. For it to be translated, for that wish to be translated to reality, we must see action. There seems to be no action other than what we did 2020. And for you to continue doing that which you've been doing, which failed, and expect a different result is the definition of insanity. I'm not sure all Nigerians are insane.
Okay, we've got leadership now. Leadership says scramble for the soul of APC intensifies. I hope that's the right one today. Yari, Sheriff, Abri, others woo party members ahead of national convention. We're repositioning PDP for 2023. This is from Aliyu. That's credited to him. So, look, politics this year, I think it will come up perhaps a lot earlier than people think. So,
it has already started. I'm sure.
Does it give you hope?
No, it doesn't, because there's no governance. All we do is politics. Nigeria is a country that is in perpetually politicking. In other climes, if you hold an election, at least the first 2 years, governments work, they function. There is governance. Here, the day somebody is sworn in, he's already plotting for a second term, and those who want to take over from him are already talking about the next.
That's the way politicians globally. So it's up to the people to hold them more accountable.
Well,
politicians do that. They said they do that. Once they're sworn in, they plan. That's what they do.
Yeah, but there is governance.
Yeah, there has to be. That's why we, as people, need to hold them accountable.
Unfortunately, Nigerians are not holding their leaders accountable.
But we can't throw our hands up in the air. We need to keep doing as much as we can. The country is for everyone, so we have to all do what we can.
It's part of the reason you are here anyway.
Exactly. So there you go.
Well, we'll continue talking. I'm not sure anybody out there is listening. Because for them, it's not about us.
All right, then. So we thank you for coming on, Ikechukwu, Amaechi, editor and publisher of the Nation newspapers. We will be back in a moment. Stay with us.